If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. A child shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. This next song
is Dreamcatcher Deja Vu. I like that. So you have reacted to their Dystopia trilogy music videos before. If you remember, they are K-pop. They're a K-pop girl group. This song predates that trilogy, which I told you I believe could have been partially inspired by the suicide of Sully, who was victim of much online harassment. The song predates her suicide by about 2 months, and so it isn't about her, though it could be partially inspired by the first of the suicides, John Hayan, who took place 2 years before this song. These K-pop idols who committed suicide were in the industry well before Dreamcatcher and were probably some of the very stars that influenced them become K-pop idols, which in my mind is being referenced in the lyrics. To understand my take, you have to read the lyrics of this song as being sung to the deceased or being sung to fans who share in the same pain. That's my take. You believe what you will. In this take, the title itself, though, would be a reference to a feeling that this pain keeps returning. The 1970s and 1980s of Korean rock pop musicians being tortured is not long in the past. Things are getting objectively better, but just as here in America, we are getting better toward understanding and accepting each other, but sometimes that doesn't make it easier when tragedy strikes. Then on some of these K-pop songs, it seems curious about songwriters of the song. So I attached a photo of Dreamcatcher with their 2 songwriters, Lise and Olander, who write all their lyric tracks.
So one of the members of the band actually killed themselves?
2 months after this. But there was somebody that committed suicide, I think, 2 years earlier, I think is what he said. Yeah.
That's horrible. All right. Rest in peace to the homettes.
So this is the group of them. It's such a cute group of people.
I know. They all look so young.
I know.
Unbelievable. Okay. Not in Dreamcatcher. Okay. Gotcha. Not in Dreamcatcher. All right, guys.
You want to put this picture up? Well, I'll pass it to you. During the song, you can put it up.
Yeah.
So everybody can see them.
You also need a thumbnail. Okay. All right, guys. Here we go. Dreamcatcher. And what was the name of the song again before we jump on?
Deja Vu.
Deja Vu. Let's do it. Do you hear anything?
Pretty.
짙어진 안개 사이로 멀리 떠나온 길 시린 흔적만을 남긴 채 기억 끝을 잡아봐도 끝내 오래 또 오래 깊은 침묵에 잠들어 Oh now holding this pain 모든 걸 버린 그날처럼 전부 거질 시길 잠시 스쳐가는 척하기를 젖은 눈물로 또 깨내진 후회로 또 돌아갈 수 있다면 yeah. So now I'm holding this pain 모든 걸 버린 그대처럼
Wow, man.
Unbelievable. That was absolutely
I really like that song. It's another one done. I don't want to say that.
Is that the one that kids can listen to?
Yeah, I think the kids could listen to that one.
Wow. She has got a beautiful oh wait, she's not the one that passed away, is she?
No.
Okay.
I don't think the one that passed away is in the band, according to Revo. So that's good.
Ugh, this is so sad. Your two eyes, their glow is lost. Please erase all my memories. Far away though the dense fog, the far path I departed on only left hurtful marks. Even as I try to grasp the end of the dream, eventually longer and longer I fall asleep into deep silence.
So go back again. What is Revo saying?
Revo's saying that this is supposed to be sung from the point. Well, here, I'll go back to it just to make sure.
The point of view of a person who
killed themselves. To understand, my take. Okay, these K-pop idols who committed suicide were in the industry well before Dreamcatcher and were probably some of the very stars that influenced them to become K-pop. In his mind, it's referenced in the lyrics. To understand my take, you have to read the lyrics of the song as being sung to the deceased or being sung to fans who share in the same pain.
Got it.
Being sung to the deceased. Oh, I said from the deceased. Okay.
It's no to the person who committed suicide.
Awful. That's so sad.
Which makes sense. Your two eyes, their glow is lost. please erase all my memories. That's the eternal sunshine thing, right? Like,
Yep.
erase all the memories. As far as like, would it be better to have memories with the person, but
To
then
love and to have lost or never loved at all.
yeah, and then to have the memories of that person and know that they basically left and that they're not coming back.
my God.
I mean, she uses the word abandon later on, and that's such a crazy feeling to feel like a person who did that abandoned you. I mean, I've been through it on multiple occasions, and that's a tough thing, because on the one hand you feel so angry at this person for doing that, but on the other hand you feel so guilty, like, why am I centering myself when this person was in so much pain that they actually ended up taking their own life, and here I am worried about myself. But be that as it may, it's damn near unavoidable to feel that way, because at some level, I mean, at some level it's true, right? Like, the person was there and now they're no longer here.
Yeah.
So on some level, it's a true statement. You don't ever want to condemn the dead or say anything bad about the dead, especially when they die, obviously. But it is a really kind of fucked up thing to do when you really, think about it. Because you got people around you now that are, you killed somebody that somebody loves. Mm-hmm. And you can't undo that. And
you killed something in all the people that were connected to you. And you can't undo that either.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I'm a much more different person since the folks in my family made those decisions.
I wonder too, like, if that's why. So there was a domestic violence situation that we ended up in the middle of because the people came to us for help. And when that situation popped off, the mother had told the teenager, don't answer the door tonight.
Right. Yeah.
And obviously it's her dad that shows up. And so she answers the door, and then he comes in and the whole violent situation ensued. So the mother is waiting for the ambulance to show up, and the mother says to the kid, I told you not to answer the door.
Yeah.
And you were furious. Now, I felt a little uncomfortable with her saying that, but at the same time, I was looking at it as like, well, I mean, they're a teenager. They're old enough to understand directives. And if you told them not to answer the door, and, now she's in this situation, she's saying, look, this is why you should have listened to me, is what she's doing. But you had a complete, like, for me, I was a little uncomfortable with it, because, like, that's a lot of pressure to put on a kid. But at the same time, I didn't feel like it, like, you were like, what the fuck? You were very upset about that being said.
And I corrected it.
You corrected it
right
immediately.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, the context was, her nose is broken, we thought. Her jaw looked in bad shape. There's blood pouring out of her face. And then
skin on her shoulder.
Skin on her shoulder. I mean, it was horrible situation. This guy, when I went in the apartment as it was going down, he looked like he was about to murder her. And I said, what the fuck? And he turned around, and he was completely out of it. He was like, I don't know what he was on, but he had he was insane. But he was so screwed up that he was like stumbling around, like he was trying to like get to me, but he was like stumbling and all. He couldn't even walk, basically. All he could do was just. But so and the kid is seeing all this shit, and so they're in our place, and then she starts saying, "Why did you do that?" And I just went, "No, we're not gonna do that." And she stopped. She stopped after that, because I'm like, you're not going to put this on your daughter.
But my thing was, you have experiences where you've had to carry the weight of something that, okay, if you don't make yourself the subject of the situation and you move that into somebody else's situation, you would have a lot of words to say to the child of that situation, because it's not you. And have the parent putting that on the child to carry that, and then the other doing one day, and then you have to carry that too. Like, that's a lot. And so, but I think that because of your experiences, you were able to see that was a massive problem. That, but that I'm saying that to say that
it's insane.
What is put on people when there is a suicide,
a tragedy,
Absolutely horrific.
It's saying deja vu, which I'm assuming is basically this keeps happening to this person, or life keeps happening to the person, or all they have left basically are memories of the person, and in that sense it's deja vu, because
Right.
Deja vu is when you remember something that is happening in real time. So it's like,
well, I think that, and again, poke holes in it if you want. I think what they're talking about here is far away through the dense fog, the far path I departed on only left hurtful marks. As I try to grasp the ends of the dream, eventually longer and longer, I fall asleep in a deep silence. Oh, now holding this pain like the day I abandoned everything, it grows more painful every day. Endlessly in front of my eyes, deja vu. And so my thought is, and you'll see it depicted in shows and stuff, and I've experienced it to a lesser degree than you have, obviously, a much lesser degree. But this, like when you have a memory of someone, and it's like the good memory comes, and it's almost deceptively painful, because the good memory comes and you turn to the memory because it's a good one, and you're like, oh yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And then you go through that memory, but and the memory is warm and you feel good about the thought, but then as it nears its end, you feel the coldness kind of coming, and then you remember how it ended, and then you're slammed with that reality once again. And so when she's saying like, oh deja vu, so I've fallen now, to me it was like that cycle of the warm memories followed by the dark tragedy that is that person's memory now to you. It always finds its way to the end, because the mind pushes things forward and remembers that. So then you experience that tragedy again and again and again and again. So
as long as I can breathe, I can let go of you again. We'll be together for every moment. Don't move far away from me. I want these moments to all be false. I hope these are passing delusions. If through wet tears, through bloodied regrets, I can return.
Belated.
I can go return. So now I'm holding this pain, like how you abandon everything. It goes clearer every day. Endlessly in front of my eyes, deja vu. So there it is. Then it just happens over and over again, and it's pretty terrible because, can you get that? I don't know if I want to say this or not. I'm not gonna say that. Go ahead.
These people are so funny. They're telling us you can't throw away big things. What are they gonna do? How are they gonna know who put it out there?
Unbelievable.
We'll fine you 150. Anyway, this song I think is extremely relevant. Holy shit, these kids, man. These
What?
K-pop kids and all the stuff that they've been through and the
I know.
real stuff that they sing about. Like just a powerful group of individuals, and shout out to them and shout out to all the things that they've survived, and the fact that they make relevant music that was absolutely angelic sounding, beautiful sound to it, and that they don't waste their platform, but they are singing about something that's extremely important and something that is relatable. And I just really
It's surprising to me that so many of these kids are taking their own lives.
I know.
After, but that's I gotta tell you, it's one of the worst feelings in the world, where you have this dream your whole life, and everybody and she even talks about it, like holding on to the edges of the dream, but he keeps slipping away. Like when you have a dream, and it's one of the worst things in the world to have a dream, accomplish it, and then still be miserable. Because at least when you were striving for the dream, you could say, oh, I would be happy if. And then you can keep working on getting there and tell yourself you're going to be happy once you attain to it. But then if you get the horrible misfortune of attaining to that happiness, but not being able to enjoy it, it's nightmarish, and it really pushes. And then that's one of the reasons why, especially in the music industry, people with artistic minds, they're like, oh man, if I could do this my whole life and get paid for it, not necessarily for the money, but just so that you don't have to worry about money and focus on art, that would be perfect. And then they get it, and then it comes with all these other slew of problems that they never had before, but they have now. And it's like, man, I'm never going to get a break, and there's nothing else to look forward to because you accomplished the dream. Like, what else can you look forward to if you're playing in front of 10,000 people who are screaming and yelling for you or whatever, and then you get off that stage and you're completely unhappy, what do you have to look forward to?
Right.
So,
right.
I understand why that would be. My mom always says we should show ourselves the grace that we'd extend to someone else. She's right. I'm my own worst enemy. Yeah. Big facts.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to you earlier. I'm like, the stuff that you would tell yourself if you met someone in your situation.
Right. Right.
I don't believe you give it to yourself.
Speaking of giving, what do you?
Okay, this was a tough one because I really liked it. Just genuinely like
I loved it.
I love the style, but it's almost one that I'm like, oh my god, should I give this a silent count? Like, am I desecrating the story by putting a number on it? But at the same time, like, they did such a great job. I really want to give them props for what they did, and so I'm gonna give this one. I'm really thinking a 9.9.
9.9.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because Middle Earth said this. He goes, "Oh, this is a positive song," because he didn't know the language, he didn't know the background.
Oh, okay.
So he's like, "Oh, this is a positive song," and so that's one of the reasons I'm grading it, because it seems to me that they wanted this to be somewhat positive, upbeat, fast tempo, so that you're not wallowing in the sadness, but at the same time still expressing yourself. So, and her voice agreeing with the Oracle was so damn pretty. Okay. Having said all that, dear listener, I'm going to give this one a 9.2. Solid song. It's Revo Day, dear listener. So let's keep it going. If you're in regular YouTube world, we'll see you on the other side. But if you're here, I'll stay here. We're coming right back with more music. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.